Coming up, I carry a seat. I give you important floating tips.
At this point, make sure the float is floating.
Mind your head.
Ow!
And the very disgusting interior is cleaned up.
Hello my lovely viewers and welcome to part 4, I think, of Project Raleigh. And that's right, I've been mispronouncing this project all this time. It is not Riley, it is Raleigh, as few of you pointed out. Anyway, in this episode we're going to clean up the disgusting interior, do a few odds and ends like tires, underbody plastic, and then the car is pretty much ready for inspection. But we gotta address a couple of questions or comments from the previous videos. I mean, this car is obviously in 56, 57 shades of gray, and few of you commented, why don't you wrap it? To put it lightly, I don't like wraps. I'd much rather paint this car two-toned pink and green than wrap it. I mean, no offense to wrap-loving people, I myself love a good wrapped falafel. Wrapped cars, not so much. In my opinion, nothing beats paint. Fresh, shiny, beautiful metallic paint. And a good wrap job, it's also gonna cost a lot of money. I'd much rather put that towards new paint than do something I don't really like. Anyway, let's do some stuff and fix this car, but first clean up the trash that I made. Gonna start on the exterior of the car and replace this perished windshield rubber seal. It's just cracked and looking really ugly. I have a brand new one here, original part. I've done this on the E39, not that difficult. Hopefully it's similar or the same. The one on the back is particularly bad. It's completely gone. So I bought a brand new one here as well. So let's start with this. Presumably this side trim unclips. Yeah. Or is it already broken? Yeah, it's just broken. Yep, all broken. I'm gonna order new ones. So let's see. Ah, look at that. Yeah. Now it's just a matter of cleaning. That's all nice and clean. The new seal ready to go in. There you go. And this trim I'm gonna install a little bit later because I gotta go to the dealer and pick up the clips. But now we can move on to the rear window. So first we need to remove this lower part, because that one is shot as well. And then start removing it here. Wow. The new seal comes in the box. There it is. Awfully big box for such small seal, but packaging is important. So first, the corner. Now the lower one. Right, that makes all the difference. Beautiful. Back from the dealer with a bag of clips. First we're gonna install these. New wipers. Perfect. Next is the fuel tank cap. This is a commonly overlooked item, and there's a rubber seal here on it, and when it leaks it can actually cause check engine lights, and something as simple as that can give you problems. So it is very smart to replace it, especially after 14 years. But first we need to clean it. See, BMW learned a lesson. There's a drain hole here, unlike on the E39. Fun fact, the fuel tank, it smells like fuel. Perfect. Then we have the side turn signals. This is some LED jibber jabber that the previous owner installed, and it's full of water. So we're going with original parts and awesome transparent bulbs, because these are orange and I don't want that. So let's quickly swap that out. Will this come out? Ah, brilliant. There you go. So the one thing that's been bugging me ever since I got this car is this cover that's missing here. Here it is. I like that then. Fixed. Welcome to the world of expensive plastic. These are the missing transmission and engine cover, and I had to buy them brand new from BMW. And wouldn't you know, they were expensive. Surprising, isn't it? I tried and searched everywhere to buy them used, but they are either completely broken or completely missing, so I had to buy them brand new. And these two, along with these aluminum brackets that are beaten to death on the car, some screws and clips, was over 700 euros. And I'm not gonna lie, boys, it hurt. It really did. Paying that much money for a hunk of plastic just sucks. But that's what happens when you own an M5. And driving without these was absolutely not an option. It is crucial to have them for aerodynamics, cooling, and then all of the crap can enter on the side of the engine and whatever. This one was particularly expensive, and it is unique for manual cars. It is different than the SMG ones. You can still get the SMG one, then do some cutting and gluing and it's gonna fit, but since I was buying brand new, I just bought the correct one. It was 500 euros, this one alone. And it's flimsy plastic, made of some composite material or whatever. There's fibers and stuff in it. It's really nice to touch, but I think one bigger rock and this is gonna split in half super easily, so that's good. Anyway, let's slap it onto the car. Gonna replace the aluminum brackets right now. Oh, goody. You have to go up top to remove that screw. Excellent. There's the nutter butter. Turbo mode engaged. Supercharged mode engaged. So now the ducting. Oh yeah. This bracket is bolted in 10 different places. BMW must have their own German version of Nick Blackhurst. Bracketry installed. Oh, this is excellent design. There we go. Ow! There's one, there's three, and 16. Pure excellence. And that's the engine cover on, and it's really firmly in place. Really like that. Now the small access hatch for the oil filter. Brilliant. Everything is done. Ready for Concours d'Elegance. Category, who's got the most colorful car? Here's the winner. I mean, at this point, it's ready to fly down the Autobahn. And now we're going to do the fuel filter, which is conveniently located in the fuel tank. The seat needs to come out, and that's where the fuel filter lives. On the other side is the fuel pump, which we are not going to touch, at least for now. Throw this away. There we are. Grab the vacuum cleaner. We have a label here. I think that means this is most likely the original fuel filter. Oh, well, that wasn't too bad.
Mark the position, just approximately, and start the hammering action. Nice. There's a connection there. Qu'est-ce que je fais? Oh, excellent. So there we are. 3 lines comes out.
Here's the old contraption. Pretty sure that's the original unit. Never replaced. And now we're gonna install the new one.
Place the gasket. Like that. You silly old goose. Oh, clicked. At this point, make sure the float is floating. And I think everything is connected. It sure does look like it.
That's all nicely seated, and you can see that the markers that I put before line up, so we put the same amount of torque and tension on the ring. And now I'm gonna fire up the car, connect the connector, and make sure we have no leaks and that everything is working properly. All right, so I'm gonna give contact about 3-4 times, so it builds up the fuel pressure.
Working fine, I would say.
Every time I'm chasing the lamp. Where did I put it? Where is the lamp? Disappeared. Looks like it's time to buy a new one.
All right, another thing we need to do before taking the car for inspection is replace the tires. The current ones are very old and worn, so it will not pass inspection with these tires. And I did say I'm gonna refinish these rims because the front right one has some curb damage, but I'm not going to do that, and here's why. My initial plan was to take them for powder coating to the same guy that did my E46 rims. But the finish of these rims is very high sheen, high gloss silver, almost like hypo silver. And I love this finish. And I told him, can you match this finish? And he said, I can try. And he painted my E46 rims to the brightest silver he has. And it's just nowhere near close to this. I mean, it is a nice finish, but that's more on the gray side. And this is just proper silver. And they're likely gonna have to be painted, not powder coated. And I just don't know anyone in this area that I trust to do that job, because I tried a few of them and they're just not good. They're not up to my standard. So I don't feel like dealing with that right now. For now, we're just gonna replace the tires, and then in winter I can, when I don't use the car, I can remove all the rims and ship them to Poland to the same guys that did my E39 M5 rims. They'll probably get it right. And then we can have perfect rims, because I love perfect rims. So now I need to climb Mount Everest to get the tires. Come on. Mission success. I should be in Tom Cruise movie. Here are the wheels. As you can see, they all have some scuffs and marks here, and this one was already repaired with that smart repair where they just repaired the edge. But this is the worst one by far. This damage here, and this is why I mainly wanted to refurbish them. These are the rears. You can see some scuffing here and there. I mean, overall not too bad, but you can see that this finish is absolutely beautiful. It's really, really beautiful silver color. And powder coated wheels on my E46, they're just more on the gray side, and I don't want that for this car. The tires, Falken is kind enough to provide complete set of tires for this car. Falken has Zenith FK510 tires, stock tire size for this car. And I'm super happy with these tires. I have them on my E46, on my E39 M5. No complaints whatsoever. They're great tires. And we're gonna test them properly. This car can do 330 kilometers per hour. Not sure if we're gonna be able to get it up to that speed, but certainly around 300 kilometers per hour. Back from the tire shop, tires installed and balanced. Didn't really pay attention if they scratched them or not, because they're already scratched, so it doesn't really matter. But now we're gonna put them back on the car. Torque time. Torqued. And now the interior. I'm gonna give you a few so you can soak in the disgustiness of this interior. Okay, now that you're disgusted, we can proceed. The game plan is remove the front seats so I can scrub the carpets, then re-dye this bolster here, replace the steering wheel, replace the cluster. I think I'm forgetting something else, but we're just gonna do a ton of cleaning in general. Now we're going to unbolt the seat.
There it is, that slides out. That's the driver's seat unbolted. So at this point you should disconnect the battery, otherwise when you disconnect the seat you're gonna trigger the airbag light. I don't really care because I'm gonna reset it later. There we are. How many clips did I break? None. Disconnect the seat belt. The goal is not to scratch the door panel. Oh. So I think I'm gonna remove the steering wheel now, so it's easier to remove the seat. And how do you remove the steering wheel? You poke the steering wheel here, and then you unclip the airbag, but now we're gonna disconnect the battery, because we are messing with the airbag. There it is. The explosive device. That was nice and easy. So the steering wheel is in terrible, terrible shape. Gonna replace this, and the leather. Now let's finagle the seat out. Got it. Now let's break my back carrying this inside. All right, what do we have? Spider-Man. That's a weird looking condom. Money. Anyone want a slightly used teeth cleaning device? It's essentially brand new. Another Spider-Man. Unpaid bills. Figures. Now we're gonna remove the cluster. We're swapping that out with the European one. Whatever. And now we're gonna focus on the driver's seat because I want to re-dye this bolster and it needs 24 hours to dry. I have some leftover dye from my E46 project, so I'm gonna do a little test spot here and see if it matches. I think it should because both are Napa leather. So we have Koch Chemie all-around surface cleaner. So to clean the leather, I'm using Color Lock Strong Cleaner because the leather is disgusting. Wow. I don't know how well this is coming on camera, but this is the clean section. This is the before cleaning. And this is just nice matte finish, and this is just all shiny and dirty. Okay, so now I'm gonna do a small test spot here and see how well that matches. That actually looks wonderful. You cannot see anything. So let's do a little bit more. That looks brilliant. You can't tell the difference. Excellent. So I don't have to re-dye the whole section. That already looks perfect. So just the corner here, and the wear on the bolster is nowhere to be found. can't tell that it was repaired. And the best of all, I don't have to re-dye the whole section. And that is a good looking seat. I mean, for 143,000 miles or 230,000 kilometers, looks pretty good. Pretty good. Now we're gonna put some protection on it. And with that, this seat is done. Rinse and repeat with the other one. And that's the seat clean. Now I just need to put some protection on it. I don't understand what this white stuff is, but it's absolutely everywhere. On the headliner, on the seats. The only thing that comes to mind is saliva from a pet. Safe to say that the previous owner had some sort of pet. Crocodile, rhino, elephant, can't be sure. Right, let's do some vacuuming. So finally bought myself a carpet extractor, nothing special. I think this is the medium-sized one. This is the tank where the cleaning stuff and water goes in, and the dirty stuff ends up in this one. You're gonna try it out and see how it works. It says 2 ounces and 2 ounces of formula. What is ounces? I don't know what that is. I understand. It's 2 ounces of formula times 2, and then the rest is water. So far, this device is working out wonderfully. The carpet is refreshed. So now I'm gonna see how I'm gonna clean the headliner. Clean carbon fiber towel and all around surface cleaner from Koch Chemie. Will that work? Yep. Can you see that? That is an insane amount of stains. There as well at the front. I think something exploded in here. Some sort of milkshake or whatever. And he ended up everywhere because I'm finding this crap all over the place. Wow, slow but good progress. So the rear section of the headliner is now pretty clean. I actually had to disassemble the dome light because that white crap is all over it inside. Look, I don't understand what happened to this car. And I've spent several hours now scrubbing the headliner, and it was super difficult to remove it in some spots, and I had to get a brush and agitate a lot. And now I just need to clean this, and then the headliner is done. But stupid amount of work. The headliner is finally done, and this took way longer than I was expecting. I actually spent a couple of hours doing this, just scrubbing the entire headliner. But moving on, now we're going to retrofit the rear fog light, or the wiring for it. This is what we need to make the rear fog light work. European light switch with HUD, that display thing on the windshield that comes from the dashboard, some wire, 2 pins, and we only have to run 1 wire from the light switch to the light module over there, and that's it. And yes, I bought a crimping tool. There we are. There's the fog light button. There's the connector. So now we need to connect one end, pin 33. There we are, nicely crimped. Perfect. That's done. Chop it there. Put back the light control module. Connect the switch. That's done. We'll test it a bit later. Let's do more cleaning. And now we're gonna move on to the dashboard. This is all leather, which means I'm gonna use leather cleaner and then treat it with some conditioner. And now the conditioner. Gotta connect the heated seat element. This is the Euro cluster for the M5, of course. I bought it used and then I sent it to my friend in Munich,
Oli from OE Motors, and he did some magic on this thing, changed some stuff inside, and now when I plug it in, it's just going to adopt this car and its mileage or kilometers. Should work as simple as that, so let's give it a whirl. Now we're gonna reconnect the battery and see what happens. Ignition. Still showing miles, but I think that can be changed. 143.39, was that what we had before? I wanna say before it was 143 and 92 miles. Rolling back the odometer. Nah, doesn't matter. Close enough. Haha, distance. Kilometers, please. Yes, there you go. Consumption, liter per 100 kilometers. Tire pressure, bars, temperature, Celsius. It looks so beautiful and clean. Thank you all very much. This was super simple indeed. Mustn't forget the floor mats. And now the grand finale, the steering wheel. The leather, it's thoroughly worn everywhere. The airbag itself, it's okay, just needs to be cleaned. The soft touch plastic, not so much. It's coming off, well, everywhere. The buttons, the lower trim, so nothing here is usable and needs to be refreshed. Therefore, say hello to the brand new, well, freshly recovered steering wheel in soft Napa leather. Same as the original one, and it is beautiful. Lovely stitching as well. Then we have brand new lower trim, brand new buttons, and none of this is available as OEM. You have to buy directly from BMW, and they're stupid money, but I can't have that ugly plastic sitting right in front of me, so all of this needs to be refreshed. Now we need to take off some stuff from the old steering wheel, clean the airbag, and put all of that together. So we're not using this, but we do need this. And that's the airbag, nice and clean. And this is ready for the car. Can only go in one way. Perfect. Now the airbag, plug it in, and I guess just push it in. Get a clean carbon fiber towel, wipe off the dust. So this emblem on the airbag is not looking very fresh, and you can't remove it from the airbag. At least that's what I read online. So I ordered one that just kind of tapes over it, and it's gonna make it nice and fresh. But other than that, this is looking beautiful. And with that, the interior is done. Cannot wait to drive this car. And that's pretty much everything that I want to do to this interior right now. It looks beautiful. The final touch it needs is sorting the soft touch plastic. This stuff here, it's scratched and coming off. Then around the light switch, it's also scratched. Around the climate controls and DVD whatever player. And you can take this off all the way and you're gonna end up with ugly shiny plastic, which I don't want. And I found a product where you take this off completely, you respray the trim pieces, and you achieve that same beautiful factory finish, which is nice and matte. So I'm gonna try that in one of the future episodes. Other than that, the rear deck needs sorting as well. The Alcantara, it's faded from the sun, so it needs to be re-dyed or replaced. And when we do the rear shocks, then I'm gonna decide what to do. Another also, the wood trim in this car received a lot of hate, which I just don't understand. And we can drop it right now, because I love the wood trim and I'm not going to replace it. It is staying. If I find something that I like better, then I might consider replacing it. But for now, it is staying original because I love the look of it. And no, black piano trim will not look better. I mean, Kia Picanto has glossy plastic in the interior. And the carbon fiber trim, I can't even begin to describe how much I hate that stuff, and you will never see me put that in any of my cars, especially ones that are old. All in all, I'm super, super happy with the interior. It cleaned up way better than I was expecting. I mean, look at that bolster. It looks mint. Absolutely perfect. And in case you're wondering how much time it took me to do all of this, it is 3 full days to clean this interior. It's really dirty. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up now, cue the music, and let you enjoy this beautiful interior. That will be all for this episode. In the next one, the E60 will be going for tooth inspection, and if all goes well, the car can be registered and we'll be able to take it for the first drive down the Autobahn. In the meantime, check out the merchandise, and as always, thank you very much for watching and consider subscribing if you enjoyed the video. Until next time.